morning, guys. It is Wednesday, and Hurricane Ian should be making landfall on the west coast here in the next few hours. And it's about 7:30 in the morning, and everybody's just kind of starting to wake up. Nobody has school today. The fiance is at work. They haven't shut down any of the companies, but that may change as the day goes on. But I have my coffee. I've been up since 5. Mm. Babies are starting to wake up. But we've had consistent rainfall, and I've noticed that the wind's starting to kick up. I can actually hear it in the house. So I am going to go ahead and start pulling in plants. We got a few things moved into the garage yesterday, and I've been pulling in plants this morning and setting them in my dining room. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in the larger plumerias into the garage, and what we can't fit in the garage, we're actually going to bring inside. So guys, I invite you to join me today on our little hurricane journey, and I'm hoping and praying that this hurricane at a Category 4 does not have the disastrous outcome that everybody is predicting. I'm hoping that everybody is staying safe. You are in our thoughts and prayers. And although we are on the opposite end of the coast, we will get a lot, like our lights are now starting to flicker. We're going to get a lot of the wind and the rain. We will probably lose power. But aside from that, we really only have to worry about tornadoes and of course lightning. So you guys keep us in your thoughts and prayers, and I will keep you updated as we go through today and tomorrow.
Okay, that is lemon. The door needs to stop with the ones in play and become with the ones who want to play outside in the sun. And we gonna do. And we go. And we go. And we go. Stop blowing in the door. Stop the rain in the door. Stop the rain in the door.
Porch is full.
No,
Still get to the door.
no.
Okay, as you can see, we have all our outdoor stuff in the garage. The forest is at the end of the garage. Plywood's in, rug from the patio's in, sunshade is in. We've got plenty of gas. Just a little over, I think, 22 gallons at this point. So the plan was, is I was going to hold off from doing this until later today because I thought we had enough time, but I'm watching the wind pick up and also the rain. And I don't want to be out there when it's pouring and when the wind is significantly blowing. Plus the lights are starting to flicker, so I thought, well, I better do it now. I think we are going to be just fine. But I am definitely ready for some warm coffee because although it's not cold outside, the temperature is cooler, but it's not cold. The rain is definitely cold. It's not a warm rain. You look like you could go back to bed. But although it's early morning, I just wanted to get it done. We did as much as we could yesterday evening, and it was raining. I was trying to get dinner done and finish up laundry, and I figured, oh, I could just pull them in the morning, or later today. I thought I still had a little bit more time, but the rain band is stretching clear across Florida, and because of the way Ian is coming in at a southeast corner, that rain is pushing further on our end, so we'll get quite a bit of rain. It was nice to see that the spinach and the lettuce that I planted 3 days ago has already sprouted. I'm hoping that it doesn't get waterlogged and drowned, so I have them pulled up underneath the our overhang, and then I am going to switch tarps that are covering our mulch. We're going to put the big gray tarp over our mulch in the front and pull the blue tarp to the backyard and cover up our green stalk so that it doesn't get waterlogged. I figured a day under that shouldn't hurt anything, I hope. If not, I'll replant. It's no big deal. But just want to make sure everything is secure and doesn't end up in my neighbor's yard. I don't know if they would appreciate that, unless, of course, my lettuce and my spinach blew over there. She would love that. So guys, I will keep you updated as the day progresses. We're going to play some games today, kind of entertain the kids and get some meals going. I'm going to go ahead and start working on lunches and dinners, and just to prepare for the lights going out so we can just have some quick things to heat up when we flip on the generator. So just wanted to do a quick update. You can see that we're getting a lot of rain, and a lot of rain fast. It's only been an hour since my last update, and it has rained continuously. We are starting to see some flooding across the street by our mailbox. The water is filling up, and then down in our drainage ditch, it is filling up. I don't know if I can get you any closer to, there you go. You can see the water pooling around the mailbox. We've got lots of frogs making noise. So we're up on a little hill, so we still got a ways to go before any of that water would get us. But you can see across the street, my neighbor is up a lot higher. If the rain chills for a little bit, we can go on a little walk down the street, but it has rained nonstop. So we're hoping we're hoping the papaya make it. Our neighbor's is pretty tall, and it has survived. The banana trees will be fine. They're made for hurricanes. But you can see there's not a whole lot of water pooling yet. We got a little bit here by the butternut squash. I've got a tomato down. We're gonna be okay. I got everything tucked up by the house. So we did not, I'm just noticing we didn't get that cattle panel down. So I thought, since we are kind of stuck here at home, I have got some carrots here that I think I'm going to pickle. These are going to be pretty much for me. But I also have some leftover chopped up carrots from the carrot balls that I made. They're still good and crunchy, so I'm thinking I'm going to put them in a jar and pickle them as well. I mean, with a tropical storm hitting this side of the coast and a hurricane on the other side of the coast, what better time than to pickle carrots? Okay, I did some fermented carrots about a week ago, and I let them sit on my counter for about 4 days. It said 3, but I gave it an extra day because after I tasted it, it just wasn't sour enough for me. I like my fermented food really sour. I like my sourdough bread really sour. So, my carrots, honestly, it smells like sauerkraut, but it has a little bit of a carrot smell to it. And nobody else will eat these, just me. They're still crunchy. Um, I put a little bit of dill in there, so it's kind of like eating a salty dill carrot. Now, my family knows I love to ferment and pickle things. I think that is probably my favorite way to preserve food. Um, Fermenting, of course, because it's good for your gut. But every time I say, "Oh, I bet I can ferment that. Oh, I bet I can pickle that," my family goes, "Oh no, not again." So I usually have my little jars sitting out on the counter. Now these pickled carrots, I'm going to let these sit until they're at room temperature before I move them to my fridge. So the recipe that I used, I'll link below. It's a Pioneer Woman's recipe. It called for 3 cups of sugar. I only used 1. Like I said, I don't like my things sweet unless I'm making bread and butter pickles. That's completely different. I like my things a little bit more on the tart and tangy side, so I only used 1 cup of sugar. I tasted it to make sure it was at the right, vinegary level. But I got more than I thought. I only thought I was going to get 3 jars out of this. I only thought I was going to get 2 jars out of this, and I got 3. And when I am fermenting and pickling, I use my leftover jars. So I recycle and reuse like my salsa jars. I buy a lot of my condiments and things in glass jars instead of plastic if I can. So I recycle pickle jars, sauerkraut jars, salsa jars, mayonnaise jars, mustard jars, pretty much anything, jams and jellies. So when I go to the farmer's market and I'm picking up somebody else's homemade jams and preserves and things, I keep the jars. And usually they're in ball jars, or they might just be in a standard, manufactured jar with no label. I keep the jars, and then I purchase new lids unless it's a lid that can be reused. So I would never can with this, but it's just a lid that came on my salsa jar. I myself would never can with this, but I have extra ball lids that I can with that I will use. I don't like to use those when I'm fermenting and pickling because the acids and the salts and stuff ruin the metal ring. So since they're going in the fridge, I picked these up, and I'll put a link in the description for these as well. I got them on Amazon. They came I think 12 to a pack. They got a little plastic or a little rubber gasket in them, and they're good for the fridge. Of course, they're not completely airtight because it is what it is, but I love those for storing my items in the fridge. And they're also great for if you're just making up something quick. You can dump it in a jar and store it in the fridge if you're out of Tupperware. I also do my when I'm making my hot cocoa mix, or I'm doing any type of like pre-mix that we can use to make up quick things, I put them in my ball jars and use these plastic lids instead of my metal lids. So, alright guys, so far nothing has changed. I've got wind and I have rain. You can kind of see out my back windows and door there. It looks kind of cloudy. That's the rain. it's coming down. So yeah, we'll just hang out here, and I'll update you here in a little while. So guys, just wanted to jump in for another quick update. We just got our emergency alert, and it's, hurricane warning is in effect for this area for dangerous and damaging winds. This warning is issued up to 36 hours before hazardous conditions, and they are urgently completing efforts to protect lives and property. And please make sure you have food, water, cash, and fuel for 3 days or more. So right now is kind of like the calm before the storm. It does not look like this over on the other coast. Right now, we have a little bit of sunshine. I can see some birds flying around. The rain has stopped temporarily. It's been on and off again. There's no wind movement right now. It's almost kind of eerie because you're expecting a big storm, and if you have experienced a tornado, there's always the calm before the storm. So I'm definitely grateful that the rain and things have calmed down. They are deciding to send Joe home from work early. I am very, very grateful for that. I won't add my opinion in here about that. I just wish that everybody was at home safe with their families and together. But he's going to stop and pick up some additional gas, and then is heading home. So I'm very grateful that the rain stopped so that he can navigate the roads. We are seeing some flooding now. Some of our friends have posted some pictures and sent some videos where their streets are already flooded, and it's to be expected. So I just wanted to pop in here real quick. I'm working on editing the video right now, so I will hopefully have this up sometime today, and I'll keep you guys updated.